The cracks in the US economy are starting to come up to the surface, and soon worldwide depression may be upon us. Stimulus will not save us from this, but some strategic investments can at least limit some of our losses. All this and more in today's video. Hello and welcome to Stephen Carlson Show. I'm Stephen Carlson. I'm a tech entrepreneur, real estate investor, author, YouTuber, paramedic, and Bonnie and Clyde are currently, I can't even see them. I know they're here somewhere. I heard them walking around the tile floor earlier. For decades, China has built their economy by providing the world with cheap manufactured products, ranging in quality from basically cheap plastic junk all the way into high-end precision components like iPhones, iPads, Android phones, etc. China has provided the rest of the world with these products at a very competitive price point. In the world, we all got drunk on cheap, fast, and plentiful delivery of these products. To keep the production costs low in China, the government had some, well, let's just say creative ways of playing with the numbers. One of these ways with the real estate values in China. The country poured vast amounts of resources into construction, but eventually the tower of cards will come falling down. After massive supply chain disruption caused by the worldwide pandemic, countries started to see a significant flaw in offshoring the sole production of all of their critical components to a single country. Notable economist and massively successful stock picker Cathie Wood has some dire warnings for us.
China's real estate has been very, very important in terms of propelling its economy forward. It was part of the infrastructure build out. They needed it, but it also became the most important part of consumer savings. By some estimates, 75% of all consumer savings in China is in real estate. Now, China's cracking down on real estate and home prices are falling. And there's a bit of social unrest about it, but China's trying to tackle the have and have not problem, the social unrest. Certain people have these magnificent homes or are in magnificent buildings, and others can hardly afford a tent. This has become unacceptable and untenable in China, according to its leaders. And so it's driving these prices down, and those who have the savings in the first place are losing the money, but this is a risk China's willing to take. I think China's playing with fire on this particular topic, especially because they are also targeting the financial regulators who oversaw financial institutions who were lending to the real estate sector. And the national government is also investigating certain financial firms. So, this is the lifeblood of their economy.
Now, Cathie covered a lot in that very short video, so let's kind of break this down a little bit and figure out how this will impact our economy and our finances. She is referring to China's recent steps to crack down on sectors ranging from gaming to education to crypto mining, financials, and others. And they are increasing the likelihood that a policy mistake will lead to a sharp slowdown in their economy. Right now, most of the global media is just completely overlooking the significance of these crackdowns, thinking that China, oh, that's just silly video games and Bitcoin mining. But the media is ignoring the larger picture. She even goes on to say that history will look back on now and say, well, it was obvious that there was going to be a major and unexpected slowdown in China.
What surprises me is that the headlines are not blaring this topic, China versus commodities. And it's because I think we're not paying attention to it because there are so many other dramatic things going on out there on the side of inflation, and that has captured much more headline space than what's going on in China. But at some point in the future, I wouldn't be surprised to say investors, of course, how could we not have expected these commodities to unwind given what's going on in China?
So I'm sure you're wondering how this will impact you and all of us. Well, the problem is much of the world's economy is reliant upon China. Nearly every piece of technology you interact with on a daily basis, from the camera I'm using to record this, to all the studio equipment, to the iPhone running the teleprompter, the iPad, everything that's in here all requires components from China. And even you on a daily basis, go to the grocery store, the gas station, everything. In fact, China currently accounts for nearly 20% of the global GDP. And that only talks about the products that are being imported in here and used. It's not talking about all the integral parts of Apple's products. When Kathy speaks, Wall Street listens. And in case you were kind of wondering where she's investing her money right now, one of the big stocks that she's invested in is Square. That's the fintech company that has completely upended the financial space for small businesses. They provide point of sale, credit card merchant processing, back-end analytics, and so much more to small business owners. Many of these services were previously only available to large corporations, but with Square, even the local sandwich shop can use these products. Ron Yates has a great breakdown of some of Kathy's stock picks.
All right, next up, Teladoc. Now, I bet a lot of you guys watching the show right now have been to a virtual doctor recently. Yep, we don't have to wait in doctors' offices like before. We can do it safe and sound from the comfort of our own homes with the help of virtual platforms like Teladoc. And everybody wins. Doctors gain earlier access to patients who are willing to schedule virtual visits, particularly for those chronically ill patients who need a little bit more intensive care. That ought to improve their health outcomes, which in turn should translate into more reduced out-of-pocket costs for healthcare insurers. Now, by the looks of things, Teladoc is just getting started with transforming the healthcare industry.
Check out Ron's video for the full breakdown of some of her other top picks. The link will be down below. The US is in a bit of a fork in the road right now when it comes to public policy. And you know, I try to stay away from politics, but sometimes this all just happens. On one side, we have the China tariffs, which increase the cost of every imported Chinese product into the United States. Because it costs companies more money to bring these Chinese components in, they must increase the cost that they charge the consumers when you purchase one of their products. Now, currently, it's been estimated that the average American family is paying an additional $1,200 per year for all of the products they use throughout the year because of these increased tariffs. These tariffs are also hurting China because it makes Chinese imported products less, cost effective in the marketplace. If we, as a country, leave these tariffs in place, China's economy will take a significant hit. Thus, that's kind of increasing the odds that eventually the entire economy around the world will have a massive recession due to China's collapse. And this is kind of the reason why we see China increasing their hostility and dominance in the region, as they attempt to prevent Taiwan and others from pushing China out of the top manufacturing spots. Now, we as Americans, if we were to remove these tariffs, it would have a very short impact on lowering the cost for Americans and allowing China to stay cost effective on the world stage. This is something that President Biden is rumored to be planning. But in my opinion, this would only have a very small and incredibly temporary positive impact on us. In the end, it would only increase our reliance upon Chinese imported products. The writing is on the wall, and the pending collapse will bankrupt many investors. With a few strategic moves on your part, you can ride through this coming storm. One key move is buying more locally made products and reducing our reliance upon imported products from China. This is why I started my Open for Business campaign. Make sure you go to the website www.open4.business and register your business today. As you know, this is my small business awareness campaign where myself, Aubrey Janik, Jamel Gibbs, Minority Mindset, Investment Joy, Rod Squad, Kenny Keller, Mark Mosk, Christina Tia, Air Force Major CW Des Moines, better known as Mover, and others will be flying around in a helicopter and interviewing small business owners. Do you want me to land the helicopter at your business and feature you on this program? Go to the website and register. Thank you very much for watching. Please make sure you click like and subscribe. Doing so really helps YouTube algorithm. I appreciate it, as do Bonnie and Clyde, which I can see Bonnie right now. She is rolling around, scratching her back on the carpet. Seems to be enjoying herself. Anyways, thanks, and I'll see you on the next one.